up, let the sun in. It's a new day. Good morning. Nothing's gonna change.
Oh, yeah, that's some Little River Band and their brand new song called Window to the World. That's just a piece of it right there. I'm Ralph Williams. It's great to be here for another edition of Ralph's Opinion. And we're in the Mata Heating and Air Conditioning Studios, right here at Studios 808 in the Allentown section of the city of Pittsburgh. And it's great to be here once again for another edition of Ralph's Opinion. We have a lot to talk about today. First, I want to get this off here. Bon Journey. As you know, my friends at Bon Journey will be performing May 24th, which is next Friday. They'll be performing at Mario's 410 Grill in Beaver County. So go check Bon Journey out. Also, June 22nd at Jurgles Rhythm and Brews in Warrendale, 8 o'clock start time as well. So don't forget to go check them out there for that as well. So, all right. A ton of topics to talk about today, everything from Walmart to Red Lobster. And I got to tell you something that I have going on right here. I got some people coming over today. We're having a little bit of a celebration. The celebration is the fact that I've disassociated myself with Beaver County Radio. Those of you who don't know, I had Sports Corner Radio on their show, and Sports Corner will continue to air on social media platforms, the YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter X platforms. So anyway, the main reason that this happened was because we couldn't come up with a workable agreement for a contract. So therefore, I have decided to disassociate my show and myself with Beaver County Radio. So Sports Corner Radio or Sports Corner Show now. It's not radio show anymore, it's show. It'll be radio show again sometime soon. We're also going to be Sports Corner TV show. We're going to be back on PCTV channel 21, Comcast 47, Verizon Cable in the city of Pittsburgh, and also on PCTV's Facebook page, Apple Television, also Roku, and a whole lot more. You can catch the Sports Corner TV show, and that's coming up in August. Okay, so Smoking Jim and I are going to be sending down. We're also going to have a Wrestle Talk show, which will be on the on PCTV as well, and we're also going to have still have the Wrestle Talk segment from 5:30 to 6 p.m. on the Sports Corner show, 4 to 6 p.m. every Tuesday, right here on social media platforms. All right. Don't forget to call Mata Heating and Air Conditioning today, who are the studio sponsors here for the Ralph's Opinion Show and all our W Media production shows. That number 724-201-0500. Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. Call them today. Tell them Ralph sent you. Ask for Bill. Tell them Ralph sent you. All right, everybody, let's get started with our show today. This is going to be an interesting show today. All right, Walmart now. Walmart, believe it or not, is closing stores in Chicago. Now, I don't know if those of you are aware. I've never personally been to Chicago, but I do know from some folks that I know that have been to Chicago that Chicago is a crime-ridden city. Okay, lots of crime there. It's very expensive to live there. I'm told that, but someday, as part of one of my what they call bucket lists, I guess, before I die, I'd like to go see Chicago. Just go there and just check it out and go home or whatever. I don't know. Take a flight there and then come back. Who knows? I don't fly anymore, but I'm waiting for TSA. TSA is supposed to be coming up with some new guidelines, and they're supposed to make things a little bit easier for handicapped people to get through, security. So if that happens, then I'll start flying again. Until then, then go, okay, as far as flying goes for me right now. All right. Because the way I was treated back in 2019 and 2020 before COVID was unacceptable. All right. They took one of those wooden sticks and stuck it up my knee brace and, looking for contraband or whatever it is they were looking for. And I thought it was unacceptable for that to go on. So I basically have decided I'm no longer flying. And I don't go very far places anyway. I go around in Pennsylvania here or in Ohio or West Virginia. So anyway, Walmart is now closing stores in Chicago. Why? Because the stores there's too much theft. Okay. They did that in Portland, Oregon. They closed some stores there for too much theft. So it's getting out of control. And Walmart also says people are changing their shopping habits because of COVID. All right. They're changing all their shopping habits. Everything is because of COVID. My business is suffering because of COVID. Okay. All right. So Walmart has now decided that any high theft locations, they're going to close up. And the thing is, they've already closed one up here last year. Oh, excuse me. They closed up one in the section of our city called Aspinwall. They shut that Walmart down because of too much theft. It got so bad, they had to actually have an undercover city cop in there to stop the theft. And the theft got so bad, they had to shut it down. And that's what's going on in Chicago and around the country. So if you're at a Walmart, if you want your Walmart to be there, my suggestion to you is not steal. Okay? It's that simple. I mean, it's that simple. Walmart has decided, I guess, not to have any more loss prevention. They've decided that if it gets too out of control to where it's costing too much money, they're going to close your store. So go ahead, steal all you want, and guess what? You'll have no Walmart, and I don't want to hear it. Okay, I don't want to hear it today about anybody's Walmart that closed up because you stole or someone stole there too much. And you knew about it and didn't do anything about it. Okay. All right. That's Ralph's opinion today on that. Next, self-checkout laws for Walmart and Target in California. California has set up some kind of special laws that Walmart and Target have to follow involving self-checkout. Now, Walmart and Target are not happy about this. They are very unhappy because they feel they're being singled out. Okay. All right. And now there's self-checkout laws all across the country. Kroger stopped doing self-checkout because of theft. Now, Walmart is considering this. Now, here's the question that I have for Walmart about self-checkout. Are you going to be able to hire enough people to man the lines of the cashier lines at a Walmart? They have that problem now. What makes you think they're not going to have that problem later? All right. So, that way, instead of waiting an hour in line at Walmart, you'll wait 2 hours. All right. And that's what's going to happen because right now, Walmart can't hire people. So what makes anyone think that if they shut self-checkout down and Walmart, you're going to wait 2 hours at Walmart. You know what's going to happen? Nobody's going to go to Walmart because they got to wait in line too long. All right. That's exactly what's going to happen. Okay. That's Ralph's opinion on self-checkout. Next, we're going to talk about Red Lobster. Oh, how about this one? Red Lobster's filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. And the funny part about all this? They're blaming it on endless shrimp. They're saying people ate too much endless shrimp. That's exactly what they're blaming. And one of their executives has been on the internet saying that people are pigs. Oh, okay, Red Lobster. People are pigs, but you let the people be pigs by having that, endless shrimp 7 days a week. You did it. You did it to yourself. What makes you really think, Red Lobster, that no one's going to eat like that? Oh, we don't think people eat like that. Because nowadays, they stopped going to Golden Corral. They quit going to all these Chinese buffets because they're eating like that. People are trying to be health conscious. True. I've gone to Golden Corral, and of course, we've had a couple here that have had some issues. The one that we did have open shut down completely. The other one is still open by the skin of its chinny chin chin. They were owned by a private family, and now the corporation owned it for a little while, and then he sold it to a guy. And so, we're going to find out exactly if that stays open. But I went to the one in Erie when I go to Erie, and that one seems like it's doing a pretty good business. And of course, that's the only one in Erie. Okay. All right. Cracker Barrel, Old Country Kitchen, they're having issues. I'm hearing stories now. They're trying to draw the young people because the old people are dying off or they're not eating there anymore. Now, I went to a Cracker Barrel and I found that, and the food's always been good since I've gone to Cracker Barrel. I don't know about anyone else. And every time I've gone there, it's been busy. So I don't get where Cracker Barrel's losing money. You know what it boils down to? It boils down to somebody sticking their hand in a cookie jar. Because how in the world could you be bankrupt, Red Lobster, just because of endless shrimp? Okay. That's not the case. It can't happen like that. Okay. It can't possibly just be endless shrimp that's causing your problem with this. Okay. Red Lobster, I think someone or some people are sticking their hand in a cookie jar. And I find it very appalling in the fact that one of your executives decides to go out and say people are pigs. Well, people are pigs because you made them pigs. You made these people eat all this shrimp, okay, because it's endless shrimp. Okay. Last time I ate at a Red Lobster, I think they still had it, but I got the lobster combo the last time I ate there. All right. And that was back in March. So, I don't know what all these Red Lobsters are doing again, but I do know they're filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy because of endless shrimp, because people ate too much that they didn't anticipate people to eat like this. What are you talking about? Are you joking with me? What makes you think no one's going to eat like this? And in today's economy, when people are looking to eat a lot, and then you raised it $5 from 20 to 25 to offset this problem. And I don't even know if that's even working. Okay. All right. That's my Ralph's opinion today on uh, Red Lobster. Next, let's talk about Dollywood. How about that? Amusement park in Dollywood. It's in Nashville, Tennessee, right outside of Nashville. Closed up. Where's Dolly Parton? I want to know why she's not involved in this. Why did it abruptly close the park down and say that the place was unsafe? So, where's Dolly at? Not working 9 to 5? Doing something? Because obviously she's doing nothing. Because she hasn't done anything to find out why her park is unsafe and they have to close it for the summer and inconvenience everybody. Just like here, we have a park here in Pittsburgh called Kennywood, who decided they wanted to play games and charge everybody for a season pass, and then go ahead and close down the Steel Curtain roller coaster, one of their major rides, the major ride in the entire park. Oh, we're checking it and making sure that it's, we're going to make it more durable and reliable. Why didn't you do that when you first built it? Okay. So if there's a safety problem at Dollywood, then somebody's dropping a ball here. And my question again is where is Dolly Parton? I want to know where Dolly Parton is at. Because why isn't she stepping up to management here and saying, well, why are you closing the park down? Why don't you reopen the park, make it safe, and we'll at least open it half the year? Instead, you closed it down for the entire season. All right. I don't know what's wrong with this, with that. This situation looks bad to me. It looks really awful. Okay. And it's an embarrassment to Dolly Parton and her name because it's her park. All right. Coming up next Saturday, May 25th, I will be here. Tesla Center out in Butler, right on Route 8, the old Days Inn, right across from the Super 8, and across from the Cleveland Cliffs Mill, right off of Route 8 there. It's called the Tesla Center Crystal Room at 139 Pittsburgh Road, Route 8 in Butler on Saturday, May 25th. There's going to be a really great wrestling event brought to you by Dan Polinsky's wrestling company called Pros of Wrestling that he owns. And in case you're not aware, Dan Polinsky is the father of WWE commentator Corey Graves. Now, Corey Graves' brother, Dan Polinsky's son, Sam Adonis, will be there. Derek Dillinger will also be joining him as well. All right, he's going to be taking on Derek Dillinger. And you got a ladies match, Ray Lynn versus Gina DeLucia. So you got some pretty good matches there. I will be there. So why don't you stop by, say hello, or come into the match. You see me sitting there, say hello, Ralph, how are you? I'd like to know who my fans are. And I'd like to know who my watchers, my viewers are, since I don't have any more listeners anymore because of the radio show going off the air. But yeah, so those of you who watch and follow and so anyway, but for information, call 412-335-1622 or go on X at Pros of Wrestling. All right, so there you are. That is Saturday, May 25th at the Tesla Center out on Route 8, the old Days Inn in Butler, and it's going to be a really good event. I'm going to be there, as I mentioned, so stop up and say hello. All right. Okay, when we come back after these words, some more talk here. We have some more topics we're going to get into right after these words. Pro Wrestling, Sunday, June 23rd, 2024, 3 p.m. S&T Bank Arena. It's called Evolution, brought to you by Allied Powers Wrestling Federation. EC3 will make an appearance, the NWA World Champion, and a whole lot more. Great entertainment for the family, family-friendly. $25 for the first 2 rows, $20 for the floor, and $15 general admission. Get your tickets now for Evolution, brought to you by Allied Powers Wrestling Federation. Let me talk to you today about the original Hometown Pizza in Moon Township, right on University Boulevard. They have some of the best pizza you'll ever have. 412-264-4444. Call for takeout, delivery, or eat in. Go to the original Hometown Pizza today. Mention my name, Ralph Williams, and you will get a discount on your bill. Hometown Pizza, Moon Township, some of the best of the original Hometown Pizza. Do you drive a dirty car? Why? You need to have your car detailed, and detailed by professionals at P6 Auto Detailing, New Kensington, Pennsylvania. Call today, 412-965-6578. P6 Auto Detailing. They are the professionals at detailing cars. That number again, 412-965-6578. P6 Auto Detailing in New Kensington. Hello, Ralph Williams here to talk to you today about Sleep Pittsburgh, 8th Avenue, Homestead, for the best selection of affordable mattresses, day beds, lift chairs, futons, and more. Check out sleeppittsburgh.com for their inventory or call 412-462-7858. They also offer no credit check financing and a whole lot more. Sleep Pittsburgh for the best sleep tonight. All right, we're back here at Ralph's Opinion every Wednesday, 3 p.m. We used to be on Monday at 3 p.m. I moved it to Wednesday. And what happened was I had to move it to a Wednesday because I had something to do on Monday, and I got more views than I did on Monday. So I figured, you know what, I'll do is keep it on Wednesday, 3 p.m., right here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter X platforms. I give my opinion on numerous national topics, world topics, maybe some topics here in the Pittsburgh area. But speaking of some topics in the Pittsburgh area and around the country and around the world, Dr. Cyril Wecht passed away this week, world-renowned forensic pathologist. And a lot of you who don't know who Dr. Cyril Wecht is, he's the guy who challenged the autopsy on John F. Kennedy. Remember when Kennedy got shot? I wasn't born yet, but I do remember it. I remember all the reports I saw and all the things like that. Okay. John, he questioned that. He did the autopsy on John Benet Ramsey after the folks who did the autopsy on John Benet Ramsey in Colorado there said that the parents were not involved in it. Well, he did the autopsy because the police department wasn't satisfied with that. They called him in and had to do an autopsy. And so he did that autopsy. And he confirmed the fact that the parents killed the kid. They killed John Benet Ramsey. and they're in jail, and they've been in jail, and I think they died. I know one of them got out, I think served their time and died. Not real sure, but it's been a while. Okay. But anyway, uh, Cyril Weck, Dr. Cyril Weck was a world renowned pathologist. He was called in for a lot of different autopsies across the country and around the world. Okay. And he got himself into a little bit of a jackpot here in town. Uh, he got into a conflict with our district attorney, Stephen Zappala, who didn't really like him because here's what happened. Some of the criminals who killed some people, and the original medical examiner went and would do the autopsy, and well, at the time he was medical examiner, and he did the autopsy on this kid, and said that the police officers who shot the kid were not at fault for what they did. Okay, so then he gets hired privately by the family of the people who did this, and he told them, I guess some story was told or something like that. And so the DA got angry because they couldn't prosecute the guy because of his autopsy. So them two ended up in some kind of a dispute. And then what happened was, as soon as they got into the dispute, the DA ended up squealing out to the federal government, and he was in court for a while. Had a lot of legal expenses. He had some good attorneys, and they were able to get him off on that. He was charged with dereliction of duty because he was working for Allegheny County, things like that. But Cyril Weck was one heck of a guy. I never met the man, but I know my co-host, Smoking Jim Frazier, brought some stuff up yesterday on Sports Corner, where he mentioned about how, we have what we have going on right now. And Cyril Weck was involved. He worked all the way up till probably the day he died. I know he was in hospice care and he wasn't feeling right. I seen him in an interview, I think it was about 6 months ago. He didn't look good. So, I'm happy that he's up there resting in peace with the Lord. And, we'll go from there. But Cyril Weck, he's one heck of a guy. And it was sad to see him go. And that's the way, that's my opinion on this today. Junk fees. Now, the federal government is getting involved in business. I get it. The airlines are thieves. I get it. They charge a lot of money. I get it. There's junk fees involved that they don't tell you about. And that's in every piece of business. Okay. It's in every piece of business of the fact that people don't tell you anything. They leave fees, hidden fees out. And I get that the federal government's going after the airlines because they're the biggest culprit of the problem. Okay. But the biggest culprit of the problem is the fact that the federal government now stepping in. And I get this. They want to help the consumer. And it's sad what the airlines are doing. But now the airlines are suing the federal government, saying that they have no right to stick their nose in private business. Yes, they do. They have a right to stick their nose in private business when private business stiffs the American public. And right now, with inflation, the economy, and the laziness going on in this country, people don't want to work. Okay. That kind of stuff needs to, be handled. At least they're doing something. They're not doing anything about the food prices going up. I'm going to tell you a little story. In my oven right now, I'm cooking a big party-sized macaroni and cheese from Stouffer's. Used to get this huge, big pan. Now, they shortened the pan down and the size is shortened. And you know what's hilarious about all this? You don't care. You'll pay for it. You'll take it. Stick it up right up your backside. That's what you'll do because that's what you do. That's what Americans do now. They take it. I would be blowing my politician's phone up. Gas prices going up, food prices going up. The size of food has gone down. The price has gone up. Excessive. Just like the airlines, hidden fees, phone companies, hidden fees, banks. How about banks? They're always trying to get you for something. Okay? And then banks want to know why nobody wants to deposit their money there. Would you? All right? I know somebody that had a negative balance. They went to put money in their savings account. Do you know the bank took the money out of their savings account to cover the negative balance? That's thievery. That's theft. How dare the bank steal your money? Okay. But what do we do about it? Nothing. That's because we live in a nothing, I don't care society. That's what it is. And because we do nothing, the government has to step in and do something. They need to do something about the prices of food and gas, as I mentioned many times, and stop some of this hidden fee stuff. Our Pennsylvania Senator Bob Casey is going to do something about it, and I don't blame him. Okay, he's being, he's up for re-election. You got a guy named Dave McCormack running against him, who's a Trump kind of guy. Okay, all right. Sorry about that, folks. I forgot to put my phone on vibrate. So there we are there. Forgetting things today. It's been a kind of a big day for me today. I'm not going to go into it here, but it's been a big day for me. Started out around 10:30 this morning. So I'm happy. I'm not saying I'm in a bad mood. Feel like I just got paroled. I told you about it earlier in the show, so I'm not going to go any further with it. So, but anyway, as I mentioned before, hidden fees, cost of food going up, cost of gas going up, cost of gas and heat going up, cost of water going up, cost of electric going up. Everything's going up, but you're not doing anything about it. You're sitting there taking it. So why don't you just go out and order some KY jelly and take it? Because that's what you're doing. Okay? That is exactly what you're doing. You're taking it up the wazoo. It's not working because of it. Okay? Don't reelect Joe Biden if you think Trump can do a better job with the economy. I think he can. He's a businessman. Okay? We'll talk about Trump later. But this is unacceptable to me. It should be to you. And it's not. And that's why I say here today, it's not acceptable. And it should not be to you as a consumer, as an American citizen, okay? And as somebody who your tax money pays a politician, and the politician's not doing his or her job. You progressives out there are so worried about keeping criminals out of jail, defunding the police. How about taking a look at this stuff here? This is prime examples of stuff. I put a Stouffer's macaroni and cheese in my oven right now. Takes about an hour. I put it in right at showtime, so it'll be done at 4 o'clock. Right on the nose. I'll take it out of the oven. It went from this to this to this. Do you see what I'm getting at? Okay. How about Gino's Pizza? They call a little weeny little pizza that you might be able to serve for yourself a party pizza. Where is our politicians at here? That's not a party pizza. And United Airlines and some of these other airlines now, they want to sue the federal government for getting involved in business when they're stealing, when they're ripping us off, when they're jipping and they're playing games and doing all this with us. I don't blame. You know why the federal government's getting involved? Because of you. Because you don't do nothing about anything. Okay? I was always taught to help other people. I help people as much as I can. I was always taught not to look out for not to look out for yourself, but help other people. I have a Christian side of me that agrees on that. But I also have been taught lately that I have to worry about myself. Okay? I have to look out for number one, and number one is me and my family. And I get it. So you're obviously not looking out for number one when you're letting these things go on. You're letting them happen. Is this what you want to teach your kids today? Oh, well, of course, we know where parents are. Is this where you want to teach your kids today? Do you want to teach them not to do anything about anything and just get bullied, beat up, whatever? ripped off, thievery, theft. Okay? You did it. You, the American citizen. You, the person who's watching this program. You've done it. Look yourself in the mirror and say, hey, look, it is my fault. Maybe I need to get involved. And there's no unity in this country anymore. There's no patriotism to get involved anymore. I said this the other night on The Way We See It. We disrespect our military. We disrespect our teachers. We disrespect our parents. We disrespect everybody because the parents don't want to do their job and nobody cares. Nobody cares. It's sickening. It's disgusting. And this is why government has to get involved. Everybody out here complains about government getting involved in their business. Then you need to step up and make sure government doesn't have to get involved. Okay? Or go get the government that gets paid to get involved. Okay? That's Ralph's opinion on that today. All right? When we come back, we're going to talk about Judge Judy. She's suing National Enquirer. We'll talk about that when we come back. I got to get a drink of water right after these words. Ralph Williams here today to let you know that I am handicapped. I'm in a wheelchair, and I will not deny it. But I've had some recent inconveniences lately. So you know what I did? I went out and I reached out to foldandtravelmobility.com. Foldandtravelmobility.com has some of the best folding power wheelchairs. Look, do you not go to certain events because you can't get there or you can't make it because you need a folding power wheelchair to put in your vehicle? Well, guess what? Foldandtravelmobility.com has the right model for you. Get in touch with them today. Foldandtravelmobility.com. Get on the phone, 1-877-GOTFOLD, foldandtravelmobility.com, 1-877-GOTFOLD. Let the experts help you get into a folding power wheelchair. Don't be sad. Be glad. Let your life get back in order. Foldandtravelmobility.com. Draft412.com is a website that provides you with all of the best information about any draft, NHL, Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, any kind of draft. 412.com has an e-magazine delivered to your inbox for $9 a month. And also they give you all the skinny and on all the athletes and also podcasts. Draft412.com. Let me talk to you here today about Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. 724-2010-500. Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. They have the best technicians to handle your furnace, air conditioner, UV lighting, snow melt, much, much more. Call them today, 724-2010-500. Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. You can also catch them on Facebook at Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. Mata, you oughta call Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. All right, we're back here at Ralph's Opinion every Wednesday, 3 p.m., right here on our social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter X platforms. Coming up this week on Friday morning, don't forget about the External Bum podcast. That's with me, Ralph Williams from RW Media Productions, Scott Morganroth from the South Florida Tribune, and Leo Haggerty from Amped Up Sports. And then occasionally we will have a guest on, and that's coming up. JT Toth could no longer join us because he has, scheduling conflicts. So, but he will come on once in a blue moon. Somebody from Draft 412 will come on as well. All right. So, let's get back to the show here. Judge Judy suing the National Enquirer. She claims that the National Enquirer was, for defamation of character. They said some things about her that, they defamed her on there. National Enquirer does that anyway. I mean, they say things that are just out of control. That's like they might say, well, Ralph Williams was caught running around town naked. They don't care. National Enquirer, man, I tell you, they're crazy. Remember back in the day when All in the Family was on and Archie always everything from National Enquirer. He said, "Oh yeah, this is great." You know what I mean? So National Enquirer may Judge Judy may lose this because the reason I say that is because National Enquirer has been a gossip column kind of magazine and controversial all the time. So I don't see where she may not have any kind of a case here. I don't see that happen. But that's Ralph's opinion. All right. Okay, next, cell phone pouches in schools. There's 50-50 people on this. There are people who like the idea, like me. I think that kids should not have cell phones in hand while they're in school. Okay. But then you got these parents out here. Well, my kid's in school, and I have to call 911 because the school's too late to call 911 in an immediate emergency. I get that. Okay. So some school districts here in Western Pennsylvania, what they're doing is they're doing the pouch thing. The teachers are control of the pouches. So when the kid walks into class, okay, he has to give the cell phone to the teacher, and the teacher puts it in a pouch, gives him a little key or whatever. I know how that works. I used to work security at a theater here, and when we would have the comedians come in, especially the comedians, they don't want any filming. They don't want anything on cell phones. So we would have to collect, confiscate cell phones and put them in a pouch. And we would give you a key or a little tap or a little button or something like that. And you come and claim or a ticket, and you come and claim your phone. We'll put it into a secure locker. Okay. Well, some schools are doing it that way. Other schools are doing it this way. You can't have your phone while you're in school at all. They're having you turn it in at the principal's office or at the vice principal's office or whatever you call them in your school district. Okay. Or strictly, maybe you go to some small dinky school in some country town and it's just a principal. All right. But that's the way they're doing it now. And a lot of school districts are starting to do this. But you know what, though? You have to sort of agree with the parents. Because how many times have I said on this program, on the way we see it, and how many times have I said on the way I see it before? Check my archive versions about how schools are unsafe. Now, there are some schools here in Western Pennsylvania that are making themselves safe, which is great. There are other schools that are pinching pennies. They pinch pennies so bad that Lincoln's head falls out. Okay. All right. And that's what they're doing. Okay. So, but there are some that are letting guards carry guns, letting teachers bring guns into the school, and I don't blame them. I did a big thing on Monday, which you could check out the latest of the way we see it. I was by myself, and I get dangerous when I'm by myself, as you can see here on this program. Bill wasn't able to join me at a family obligation. His kids are in town, and he's been spending some time with them before they go back to Florida. Okay. So I was by myself the other day, and I got on a big rant about teachers, about why we can't keep teachers. Check it out, the way we see it. Ralph Williams, by myself. And you'll understand what I'm talking about. Schools are not safe. And therefore, it's a distraction. Kids are not listening. They're more worried about the cell phone than they are about learning. And they need to get their head into the game because our country has fallen so far behind because these kids are not learning. And it's not the teacher's fault, it's the parents' fault because they don't discipline their kids in regards to cell phones. They don't teach them about cell phones. They don't say anything about cell phones. Okay. All right. So comment section's wide open. Actually, I got an email here. I got a parent here from Butler, PA. She says, Ralph, great show. She says, I think my kid should have a cell phone because it takes too long for the school to call 911. Okay. I agree with that. Okay. But you have to understand, And this was Kathy from Butler. You have to understand that. Okay. All right, here we go. Tim from Alaska. He agrees. He said, Ralph, he says, you're right. They should go in pouches. Okay. So there you are. I have some emails on that, which is great. Comment section is wide open. I want to hear your comments on that. Do you think that the school should, collect cell phones, put them in pouches like they do at shows, selective shows that, you have a comedian or a performer who doesn't want, anybody filming or doing anything. I went to a concert about 5 years ago over at Stage AE here in Pittsburgh, and it was Yes, Asia, the former lead singer of the Moody Blues, and some other guy dressed like a clown, and I can't remember his name, but he had a one-hit wonder, and that was the only thing he sang. All right, anyway, I went to that show, and I went to pull my cell phone out to take pictures, and security was going to confiscate my phone because they were, watching cell phones. Some groups, they don't want that to be going on. All right. That's Ralph's opinion today. West Virginia. West Virginia is one of the smallest states in the Union. They're having a big time, and I'm talking big time, campaign going on with governor. You got Chris Miller, you got the incumbent, and it's all, instead of it being about jobs and all that other stuff, important things. They're talking about transgender kids in schools. They're talking about transgender this, transgender that. Okay, I get it, and I'm sort of against transgender kids. Like a male who's turning into a female, playing with the females. I have a problem with that because they have a greater advantage than some of the females. Okay, I have a problem with that in schools. I have a problem with kids getting it done. And now I'm going to get crucified, and I really don't care, from these people who say, "Oh, well, this is freedom of this country. Do whatever you want. It's my body." Just like I get on people when they wear flip-flop sandals and shorts like John Fetterman in the wintertime. "Oh, yeah, this is a free country, man. You're a communist." Okay. Well, when you get a cold and you're sick and you're crying the blues and you get the flu and you almost die, don't say I told you so. You see? And sometimes I sit there and I wonder, and I'll get back to this West Virginia thing in a minute here. And sometimes I wonder if I should even help anybody anymore. Because all I get accused of being is either a communist, sticking my nose in somebody's business, or who cares. So you know what I'm doing now from now on, and I have some people out here that influential people that I know of that I can reach out to anytime and they agree with me. My own church people agree with me. You got to look out for number one sometimes. All right. I look out for my family now, and that's it. I'm done. Okay. Because I'm tired of it. Friends, family, anybody close to me, I look out for. Everybody else. And there's some people who made me like this, whose names I'm not going to mention here. All right. They made me like this. Yeah. When there's a monster, sometimes you create the monster. Well, West Virginia now is fighting. I mean, I'm talking about infighting over this transgender laws and having kids in school with transgender and all this bull. Look, West Virginia has just lost 1,400 jobs because of Cleveland Cliffs closing down Weirton Steel, the old Weirton Steel plant. Okay, they have casinos that aren't making any kind of money. And they got coal jobs that are important. And gas drilling jobs. Why are we not focusing on things like that? Instead, they're fighting at each other about transgender. That's the who cares attitude in this country, and that's Ralph's opinion. All right, next. Biden's campaign ads. He's lying about stuff about Trump. And I wish he would stop. I really do. But of course, Trump did it to himself. I'm a Trump supporter now. I agree that Trump will fix this country. He will put gas prices will go down, food prices will go down, because corporations will be able to function without getting stabbed in the head by some of these progressive Democrats who believe that all these rich companies that got billions and billions of dollars can afford to pay more taxes. Of course they can. Yes, I get that. But one time we had a guy here who had a show, and he's passed away. He's up in heaven with the rest of the broadcasters. His name was Fred Hansberger. And Hansberger would say, go ahead, tax the rich, and then the rich are the ones who create the jobs. Absolutely. Corporations are the ones who create the jobs. Restaurants are the ones who create the jobs. Small business creates jobs. Okay? No use creating jobs when you can't fill the ones you have because you have a lazy country because of this president. And all the giveaways during COVID. Okay? So now Biden's campaign ads strictly, go after Trump. Well, he's going to get rid of health care. He's going to get rid of Social Security. He's going to get rid of this, that, and whatever. He's going to get rid of Obamacare. No, he's not. He'd be a fool if he did. He wouldn't get elected if he did. Nobody's attacking any of that. But there is some concerns about Social Security. I'm hearing it's going to run out in 2035, which is 11 years from now. So somebody better wake up here and change the laws where Social Security is going to run out. Everybody, including Grandma Mabel, are not going to have any kind of money. Okay? That's Ralph's opinion on Biden today. I don't even want to talk anymore about Biden. The Fair Ticket Act. How about this? I like this. Federal government is coming up with a Fair Ticket Act, and it's being sponsored by Flip Flop Fetterman, John Fetterman. Why? Because of the debacle with Taylor Swift. And I'm glad, because I'm sick and tired of people. Again, here we are. We're back to this again. People getting ripped off and robbed. And it's not just taken from somebody, it's taken from you when you buy all these tickets to go to these concerts. The fees you have to pay, the mess you have to go through to get a concert ticket. And the money you have to pay, take out a loan. Okay? So now they're coming up with the Fair Ticket Act, and I love it. And I hope it happens. And I hope it works. Because for too long, Ticketmaster has commanded this. And not only that, these companies that overcharge people, again, did it to themselves to where the government has to get involved and stick it to them. And that's good because they stuck it to the consumer long enough. All right. When we come back after our last break, we're going to talk some more. I have a few more topics before we wrap up. And I want to eat my macaroni and cheese. And so we're going to go from there. All right. Right after these words. I'm Ralph Williams here today to talk to you about the Boxing Authorities TV program. The Boxing Authorities is a TV show that talks about boxing with Luther Dupree Jr., Claudio Rosano, and Smokin' Jim Frazier. Tune in to the Boxing Authorities on PCTV Channel 21, Comcast 47, Verizon Cable in Allegheny County, and also on PCTV's Facebook page. Also, don't forget to tune in to them on the Chatterbox Network and also on the WBC networks as well. The Boxing Authorities is a real intensive program. It talks about all the different boxing matches coming up. They break down every match and they break down all the legends. And also they have guests on the show as well. The Boxing Authorities. Tune in today. And I tell you, they are the best in boxing authorities. That's why they're the Boxing Authorities. Pro Wrestling, Sunday, June 23rd, 2024, 3 p.m. S&T Bank Arena. It's called Evolution, brought to you by Allied Powers Wrestling Federation. EC3 will make an appearance, the NWA World Champion, and a whole lot more. Great entertainment for the family, family-friendly. $25 for the first 2 rows, $20 for the floor, and $15 general admission. Get your tickets now for Evolution, brought to you by Allied Powers Wrestling Federation. All right, we're back here at the Ralph's Opinion. We're here every Wednesday, 3 p.m., till 4 o'clock p.m. today. And a few more topics we're going to talk about, and we're going to wrap things up here in a few. And so, anyway, one other thing I wanted to say, we have a new sponsorship advertising thing going on. As you know, I do several podcasts here, including a sports capsule, which might be coming up sometime later on tonight. Also at 9 o'clock tonight, I will be on Kneecap Biting, which is on YouTube, which is a Detroit Lions show hosted by Jeremy Ballridge. Now, I am going to be on with him tonight to talk about the Steelers. As you know, the NFL is releasing all their schedules for every team this year. And they're having a big show on the NFL Network, and it looks like it's we'll see where the Steelers are fall. I have some preliminaries, but we'll talk about it tonight with Jeremy at 9 o'clock, and then immediately after I'm done with Jeremy, I'm coming on with a sports capsule later on to talk about the schedule. And the Pirates blew it today 10-1. I'll be talking about that as well. Or 10-2, I'm sorry. I'll be talking about that as well. Tonight on Sports Capsule, later on after I'm done with Jeremy Ballridge. Keep in touch on my social media platform, Facebook page, and I will tell you and let you know what's going on also on my Twitter account as well, Twitter X platform. All right. The Federal Reserve Bank says that this is hilarious, that people are spending more than they have, and they have, more money than they have. No kidding. Really? No kidding. Oh, my. Is that for real, Federal Reserve Bank? Is that true? Yes, it is. No kidding. I know that goes on. We all know that goes on. Why would you even say that? Because the Federal Reserve Bank probably wants to hear themselves talk. Good, because you've done a good job of it. Okay? All right? Because the reason I say this is because you've had to do a good job of it. Because by doing so, you are putting yourself out there as being idiots. And the reason I say idiots is because that's the truth. No kidding. We know people spend beyond their means. We know people are spending more money over their means. We know that. Everybody knows that does that. So why would you even make this kind of a statement? And this is supposed to be the people who manage money. They're supposed to have some brains. Okay? That's my Ralph's opinion on that today. All right. All right, let me give you a few announcements here, and then we're going to wrap things up here because I got to take my macaroni and cheese out of the oven. All right. Mondays, 7 o'clock p.m., YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter X platforms, the way we see it. Tuesday, 4 to 6 p.m. So far, it'll just be Tuesday, but we might go 2 days, 3 days maybe as well. Smoke and Jim and I are going to reorganize in August, and we'll have a better for you. But as of right now, Sports Corner will be on Tuesdays, 4 to 6 p.m. My guest, David Alexander from Amped Up Sports. I'm working on getting a guest for the wrestling segment as well for Tuesday, 4 to 6 p.m. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter X platforms. I look forward to you tuning into the Sports Corner show with me, Ralph Williams, Smoking Jim Frazier. I got to tell you, we've been rated #1 in Western Pennsylvania by Galaxy Sports Network and also by the TGI Sports Network. They're national sports conglomerate networks. And don't forget about our new sponsor, Steel City Sports World, with Luther Dupree, Claudia Rosano, and Smoking Jim Frazier. They're on PCTV every Saturday, 6 o'clock p.m. Tune in, channel 21 Comcast, 47 Verizon Cable in Allegheny County, also on BCTV's Facebook page. Wednesdays, I'm here with Ralph's Opinion, 3 to 4 p.m. right here on our social media platforms. Thursday, we're off unless I have a sports capsule. Friday morning, it's the External Bum Show with me, Ralph Williams, Scott Morganroth from the South Florida Tribune, Leo Haggerty from Amped Up Sports, and we have a guest every once in a while that'll be on with us, a fourth person. We talk about bums in sports and general sports topics from 11 to 12 noon. That's every Friday. And then Saturday mornings at 10:30 a.m., telling it like it is with me, Ralph Williams, Leo Haggerty. I'm bringing back Ralph Williams one-on-one. I'm running up some guests for that. That show is on when the guests on their time. So, I do Ralph Williams one-on-one. I'm going to try to get some great guests on for that show. I kind of defunct it a little bit because I felt insulted that last September I had Brian Duffy, who's a world-renowned chef, on, and I only had 30 views. So there you are. All right, but anyway, I'm hoping more views, more subscribers, more listeners, more watchers of the show. And let's remember, this is the year of the Sports Corner. At least I hope it is for everyone. All right, so there we are with that. And with that, I'm Ralph Williams. I will talk with you next Wednesday for another edition of Ralph's Opinion. Have a great day. Be safe, and God bless. Thanks.